Don't look now, but it's sovereign time again. Hey YouTube, it is Numistacker and I am back with you today. You may detect a little bit of a funny kind of tone in my voice, and that's because I've got a cough, so hopefully that'll be gone over the next couple of days and it'll be back to normal, so between now and then bear with me. Package has arrived. It's a very large, interesting package. If you dislike our beautiful British golden sovereigns, this is not the video for you. Go and find something more suitable. But if you do like sovereigns, you are in for a visual epic treat. And because this particular guy, who is an established sovereign collector, has sent another package of the loveliest sovereigns in for grading. Wow, so many sovereigns. This package weighs such a lot, and I know that just the gold weight on this package is pretty impressive. But the first ones off the block are two that I've graded before, that have been graded. You may have seen these in previous videos. This one, pardon my voice, this one is a 2010 Britannia. But NGC, in their wisdom, have given it a little two more years, just a little two more years, and made it a 2012. I don't know why. I mean, why would they do that? Why would they say it's a 2012? Anyway, so on this one, nothing wrong with the label on this one, but it hasn't been put squarely or circularly into the holder properly. So it's a little bit unsightly. So the owner of this coin has asked me to send it back and have NGC reholder it, taking a little bit more care to make the coin centered in the holder. Now, with a flash, onwards to the sovereigns. If you are new to sovereigns, and I'm going to talk about sovereigns generally just for a moment. If you're new to sovereigns, there is something for everybody. Some people feel that they're a little bit of a strange thing to collect because they're not a uniform weight. And I know some of you stackers particularly like to buy in chunks of 1/10 of an ounce, 1/4 of an ounce, 1/2 an ounce, 1 ounce, and so on. Sovereigns are not a uniform weight. They are just under 1/4 of an ounce of gold. They are 0.2355 of an ounce, so a little bit under 1/4 of an ounce. And sovereigns come in everything from a 1/4 sovereign through 1 sovereign, 2 sovereigns, and 5 sovereigns. So a 5 sovereign gold piece is about 1.17 ounces of gold. They've been going for a long time. The modern sovereign goes back to 1817, and sovereigns first started in the Elizabethan era. They have their 500th anniversary in 1989. But most of the sovereigns that I see are modern sovereigns, going from 1817 for the last 201 years. What makes a sovereign interesting for a collector? And there are lots of people who just collect bullion sovereigns. They stack them like any other bit of gold. You can buy 25s, 50s, 100s. They are, in the UK anyway, they are VAT free and capital gains tax free, and they make an ideal way of building up an accumulation of gold in a way that is low margin, easy to sell, and at its most basic, I suppose, the 3 key gold coins would probably be the sovereign, the Krugerrand, and the American Gold Eagle. So those would be the ones that you can pick up closest to spot. And so some people don't bother with numismatic sovereigns, but what makes a sovereign numismatic? And I guess that's different for every person who collects them. For some people, it's like these. They're proof, limited edition. They might make 1 million bullion sovereigns, but they might only make between 2.5 and 15,000 proof sovereigns. So the proof ones not only look nice and are highly collectible anyway, because proof coins are highly collectible, they also are interesting because of their mintage. However, even proof sovereigns that have very high mintages, like for example the 1989 500th anniversary sovereign, go for quite a good premium. So it tends to be special years when it comes to sovereigns, or any sovereign that has anything distinctive about it that gives you a premium, which is a numismatic premium. It is possible to pick up a very, very basic proof sovereign for not very much more than the price of a basic bullion sovereign. If you are on eBay and you're in America and you look up random proof sovereign on eBay, you'll find places like Bullion Exchange selling for only maybe $20 over the price of a regular bullion sovereign. You'll find a basic proof sovereign, probably be one of the early ones which had pretty high mintages, but it will be a proof sovereign, and but it may have handling issues at that price. So those kind of coins wouldn't necessarily be collector's coins, although I've successfully bought cheap bullion sovereigns, cheap proof sovereigns, random, had them conserved, and they've got 69 or 70. So providing there's no physical damage, then you can often get away with that. But mostly, as you can see from the kind of coins coming in here, and this collection is a little bit like Noah's Ark. You can see here all the coins coming in 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. You can see that this particular collector is trying to choose the best of the best, trying to choose a lot of the special year sovereigns, 89, 2002, 2005, 2012, pardon me, 2016 with the special Queen's portrait, 2017 with the Garter, 2018 with the 65th anniversary Privy. 2019 has now reverted to a standard year, and you should be able to pick up a 2019 sovereign. The mintage is a bit lower, but you should still be able to pick those up in a couple of years' time at a reasonably good premium, less than the raw mint charge. So you're probably sitting there in Florida, New York, California, Chicago, thinking, well, I've got my great American coins. Why should I collect the British sovereign? It's an alien coin. It's a world coin. It's a little bit finicky. I don't really understand it. But I think that I've proved through the showcase that I've done on this channel over the last couple of years that sovereigns are a pretty interesting group of coins to collect. Go and do a search on sovereigns on YouTube. Probably quite a few of my previous videos will come up. And there's lots of interest, lots of stories that are also, particularly in older sovereigns. And I know that the UK doesn't have anything very much of an empire now, but sovereigns were born in an era when the mints all over the world, from India, Ottawa, Pretoria, Australia, Sydney, Perth, Melbourne, all of these places in the, quotes, British Empire had mints that produced versions of the sovereign with particular mint marks. And like pre-33 American coins with mint marks, mint marks do tend to make these coins something of interest. So I would suggest that, going around trying to pick up rare dates which had a lot of the coins melted, interesting regional mint marks. I tend to go for things like Melbourne and sometimes Sydney, but I like the Australian sovereigns, particularly shieldbacks, which I look for. So there's a lot of interest in going around the world to build up a mint mark collection, or a type collection, or a collection of the 5 different heads of Her Majesty that are available on sovereigns, or special editions. There's actually more than enough interest there to for anybody who collects gold coins to not necessarily at massive expense. I mean, gold is always going to be expensive anyway, but given the fact that you are buying gold and there is a gold value, the amount of interest for a very small premium over spot that sovereigns offer is pretty massive. And it is something different. So if you've got a background, you may have picked up a few fractional American gold eagles, maybe some larger ones. Like sovereigns, American gold eagles tend to look the same to most people, and obviously you can spot the differences, but generally, it's pretty uniform. And sovereigns are one of those things that there is a little bit of variety, maybe not quite as much as Chinese pandas, but there is variety, there is interest, there are stories, there is a history, and I would very much recommend that you add a few sovereigns to your collection. So I hope that you have enjoyed seeing these beautiful coins arrive for grading, and it's given you a little bit of inspiration to go out and do a bit of searching and find 1 or 2 sovereigns to add to your gold coin collection. And if you think sovereigns are something you might be interested in, or you think that they've got some merit, then leave a comment. Please subscribe if you haven't, and you're always welcome on my channel.